It's this door.
Oh.
Good to see you. Hyvää huomenta.
Mitä sä sanoo?
Minä sanoin hyvää huomenta.
Oh.
Hauska nähdä sinua.
Yeah.
So much welcome to Algorytmi.
Thank you very much.
My good friend Lars, and this is historical because this is the first episode I'm recording outside of my home. We are at your home in Copenhagen. So thanks for opening your doors.
It's fantastic to have you here.
Yes, it's been a while, and we have seen each other maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah, 3.5 years ago,
yes.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go straight to the business. Your first selection is Johann Sebastian Bach. And this is really curious because, when Bach is mentioned, it's usually the Johannes Passion, Matthäus Passion, Messe in B minor, Goldberg variations, or well-tempered clavier. But your selection is just a little innocent cantata, which I have never ever heard before. I checked the name, Wachet auf, Ruft uns die Stimme. Fourth movement. Tell me all about this.
I think this piece is fantastic, but maybe it also means a lot to me because when I was young and started to play, I was in the church and my music teacher was an organ player.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from him. I was there on Sundays sitting just beside of the organ.
Yeah.
And then it was a small town in Sweden,
yeah,
Smålandstenar, and but there was he had a choir,
yeah,
my music teacher, and he rented in like a professional string orchestra, cembalo and horns, and then we sang this cantata. So both me and my mother and my sister was in the choir.
Yeah.
When we played this, I think at least 2 times, maybe even 3 times.
Okay.
So for me, this piece is really brings memory, and it's the special piece I am choosing now. I think it's one of the greatest pieces ever because talking about melody against bass line.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fantastic to find a piece that has a good melody. I mean, that's a big plus. And this one has fantastic melody, and then after 20 seconds you realize that the melody goes background, and it's just the background melody for the singing. Isn't that magical?
Yeah, it's magical. But I think most of the cantatas was made of a hymn that was already there. So that's not Bach's.
Yeah.
The hymn that comes in background. So
yeah. Zion hört die Wächter. Yeah.
So it's like a psalm.
And the melody Bach wrote, which can be heard with viola and violins, the melody is much better than
yes,
singing. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I have linked this, this cantata. So please listen the melody. It's really good. It's really good. So you actually sang this Zion hört die Wächter singen, or
I guess I don't remember what I said. But in the other parts there are much. It was quite difficult. I remember.
Yeah.
I was singing the bass then. So
yeah.
So probably I sang this melody also.
Yeah. And is this something you listen regularly? This piece?
Yes, I do, and I also arranged it for 2 basses. Then I did some changes, and I played it with Dieter Ilk once.
Ilk? Wow.
Yeah. And then I recorded it also with Paolo Freso on bass and trumpet. But then it's different. It's just some part of the melody.
Yeah. Okay. Who gets the GEMA money then?
I don't know.
You have to share with Bach. Yeah.
I think I took it all. No, I think you get some arranging money, right?
Of course, and it's.
Could I get it? All of it?
This is you can get all of it. Yeah.
Could I?
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe I should check
because
that.
it's free. I mean, he's been dead for long enough.
Okay.
And yeah. Well, he had 18 children, so maybe they have some claims. No.
But we played Bach together.
We played Bach together. We played. I'm still getting good comments about that. The Goldberg variations. Yeah, at that time in the concerts, I told the audience that I think that Bach was the first jazz musician who lived.
Yeah, I think he was one of the first. At least.
One of the first, because I mean, if you take Goldberg variations only, that's that's different solos. I mean, playing different solo lines on the same harmony.
Exactly.
And we have 36 of them in G major. So that's jazz. That's what we do.
Yeah.
He just wrote it down.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah. So jazz is from Germany.
It is.
Who knew?
Nah.
you learn new things every day.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic. This choral and the music comes from Bach. It comes out so naturally. It's like air.
Yeah. It's like perfect all the time.
Yeah.
The melody against the bass line.
Yeah.
So like the second time the theme comes, there's another bass note.
Yeah.
Instead of and one of my favorite parts is in the end, because this is in E flat.
E flat, yeah.
But sometimes you feel B flat as root, so it changes. But in the end, he goes up to A flat, the last bars, and then just something. So it's so beautiful how he.
It is.
For me, I don't need the hymn behind.
That's right. Yeah, you could listen to the instrument also. I think it's fair to say at this point, but Johann Sebastian Bach was a very musical fellow.
Yeah.
He had the musicality in him.
Yeah.
And I think jazz musicians and Bach, there has always been a connection.
It seems like if you ask some jazz musicians what they listen, they always say Bach.
Yeah. George Gruntz, the Swiss guy, he did some great Bach improv in the 60s. And now I'm going to do a little name dropping. Bill Evans, with his trio, came to Helsinki in the late 60s. And my father-in-law, Lotta's father, was the interviewer, so he interviewed Bill Evans in the 1 hour TV thing.
Was it in an apartment?
In the apartment.
I saw this.
You saw it. Yeah. It's on the internet, and Lotta is actually under the piano.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 years old. So and Bill Evans is not very talkative guy. So Lotta's father is like, what does classical music mean to you? Bill Evans is, I play Bach.
Yeah.
And then Lotta's father is trying more. So do you use any other classical repertoire to improve your technique? And Bill Evans said, no, playing Bach is enough.
Yes.
So he was a Bach guy.
Yeah. And you can hear.
You can hear
his voice sings.
His voice sings. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And how would you say Bach has inspired you in your compositions?
I think there is a lot, not in all pieces, but in many pieces, because I try to make melodies as perfect as possible. So, and since I was sitting and listening to Bach so much when I was young, I think it's in there somewhere.
It is.
I even made a composition, Passacaglia, which is maybe not from Bach, but from Baroque music.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
And then you improvise on that.
Yeah. It's like, actually that piece is like, I got rhythm form.
Yeah. Last night I was doing some inventory of your compositions that has Bach influence, and I could think Suffering has some Bach in it. At least how the bass goes down, from G minor.
Yes.
Definitely Liberetto, the original Liberetto.
Yeah.
And especially Toccata.
Yeah, especially. And that is called Passacaglia when it's instrumental.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's the same piece.
Toccata with Cecile. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Now you can put the laptop down because we are moving to the next one, which is this is a new track for me. I only listened it 3 times now, and I'm so curious to hear why you picked this one. It's an album called Bley. The album doesn't have a name, so it's just Paul Bley with Peacock.
Yeah.
Recorded 1970, the year I was born. And the track is Long Ago and Far Away. And there are zillions of jazz trio tracks. We know Bill Evans already mentioned. There's Keith Jarrett, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock. And out of all this, you picked this. So tell me why. It's a really good track and really interesting playing.
Yes.
But there must be some special meaning for you.
I mean, I always was a very big fan of Keith Jarrett.
Yes.
And trio jazz, I loved trio jazz.
Yeah.
But when I was starting to play bass, I was starting to play in a trio in Sweden, Lars Danielsson trio.
Yeah.
And actually, he showed me this track from Paul Bley, and I think a lot of music that I like with other pianists, for example Keith Jarrett.
Yeah.
To me, it comes very much from that. The freer playing, they play a standard.
Yeah.
But in a very, abstract way. Mm-hmm. But they keep mostly the form, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And also Gary Peacock was one of my biggest heroes, so I really liked his way of approaching to the track.
Yeah.
And also the song is a beautiful song.
It is. Yeah.
So, and we played this with the trio, with the Lars Danielsson trio, every concert actually, as long as I was in the band. Every concert. That's my.
Yeah.
So it has meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And
it's not very well-known standards. I mean, if you throw this in a jam session, I don't think nobody knows the chords.
Maybe. It's Jerome Kern.
Yeah.
I even recorded it in trio with Adam Nussbaum and John Abercrombie.
Yeah.
We played it much more straight. But it's a beautiful piece.
It is a beautiful piece, and for me, the biggest surprise listening this track was how much young Keith Jarrett sounds like Paul Bley. I mean,
isn't it?
He gets a really lot from him.
And
it's and also because Gary Peacock, my ear is used to Keith Jarrett with Gary Peacock, and also Paul Motion was in Keith Jarrett's New York trio, so it sounds like Keith Jarrett. Yeah, unbelievable. And I must say, in a very diplomatic way, they are not too strict with the time feel. It's sometimes some phrases are totally out of time.
Yes,
but in a very musical way.
Yeah, and it's swinging all the time.
It's swinging all the time, and then when the bass solo starts, he gets to play alone.
Yeah,
not too much comping.
Yeah. And I get lost every time I'm listening to it. I don't know if they do, but it feels like they don't care because they are so musical and they listen to each other and they just it's so together.
Yeah.
And it's to me so beautiful all the way.
Yeah. I think it was Niels Henning Øster-Pedersen who said in one interview that. In the jazz, sometimes, it's really burning. There's walking bass and the ride cymbal, and when the bass solo starts, everybody gets quiet, and the drummer goes to hi-hat, and then he's got and then I have to build up from that.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a similar things happening here. That when the bass solo starts, he's pretty much alone.
Yeah.
But I think it's also diplomacy. The players don't want to interfere. They don't wanna.
Yeah.
They don't wanna get away. But you, as a bass player, now you can tell all the podcast followers what is your wish in the beginning of the bass solo. Do you feel to be totally alone with the drummer, or what is the ideal situation for you?
You cannot say that because it depends on the situation. I like both, but of course a rule is because my sound, if I play low on the bass frequency, it's better if the pianist maybe play some higher higher things, but it's not a rule because
you have I think it's better that you hear some of the chords, but not getting in the way. It's not like the bass solo is not a mini holiday for other players.
No,
you
exactly.
You have to to go for a cigarette or something.
Yeah. No, if you play with somebody who really it can help like I am supporting the players when they play. I want to get support from. Yeah,
of course.
But I cannot say exactly how you do it, or
that's right. Yeah.
But normally play quite simple. Actually, I once played with Nils Henning, and it was a project at Jazz Baltica. But I remember when I played solo, it was very easy to play solo because
with him.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He played very straight, simple.
Yeah.
Soft.
Yeah.
So that was.
So he kept the walking bass going, and you played on that.
No, not the walking. It was a ballad. So
it was a ballad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when was the first time you saw Nils Henning? Did you see him live when you were young?
No? I saw it on TV actually.
Okay.
So that was one of the first jazz I saw. Yeah. That's how I started to play the bass actually.
And you got to know him through the years?
Yes, I knew him. Yeah. I never took lessons from him, but
yeah. And then somebody put you on stage together.
Yeah, it was Jazz Baltica ensemble.
Yeah.
With him as a soloist. I remember that. Yeah.
Do you ever got to know what was his secret? How he got? Was he like a mad practicing guy?
Actually, I'm not the right guy to answer that because, but of course he must have practiced as far as I can hear.
Yeah. But he got to play with so many people when he was young. Yeah.
Yes. Well, unbelievable.
This is not about Nils Henning. This is about you. Just I never met him. Of course, I saw him in television also. But
Yeah.
But he really did his share. You know? So many recordings and stuff. All right. Usually we have two picks from the guest, but you wanted to have a third one. Allman Brothers Band, live at Fillmore East, 1971. I was 1 year old. Statesboro Blues, and some really solid blues. So this must be also from your... Maybe not your childhood, but when you were growing up.
Yes, actually, Allman Brothers was my favorite band when I grew up, and I wanted to be a guitar player. Yeah, that was my dream. Yeah, and I played guitar. I had played guitar in a band, in a blues band. Yeah. So one of my favorite bands was Allman Brothers, and guitar player Duane Allman. Yeah. Who died very tragically young, played slide guitar.
How did he die? I don't know.
Motorcycle, But this band, I also loved the Hammond player, Greg Allman, the singer. Yeah. So I played Hammond organ and guitar when I was young.
Yeah.
Before I started to play the bass. So my passion for that music is really strong. I'll still listen to that album a lot, actually.
Wow. Okay. And you don't get bored of the 3 chords. So you love the blues thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw recently, was it Lou Reed? I saw this. He said 1 chord is okay. 2 chords, then it's starting to get too much. 3 chords, then you're into jazz.
So 3 chords already.
Yeah.
But this is interesting because we as jazz players, we are kind of used to operate in like a rich harmony. And I've heard many jazz players kind of thinking out loud that blues, the simplicity of blues is just a little boring for them. But for you must love the blues feeling then, and the simplicity.
Yeah. And I like the simplicity in many music, I think.
Yeah.
That's also why I like a melody. Yeah. Simple, short melody.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's more difficult to compose than some difficult music.
I totally agree with you. So, Allman Brothers, did you ever get to fulfill your guitar dream? Did you have a guitar period that you were appearing as a guitarist? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I played in a rock band when I was between 13 and 17, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So then I practiced. I wanted to be guitarist. At the same time, I played the cello and was going to the conservatory.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to any cello music. I played in an orchestra.
Yeah.
So I heard the music there.
Yeah.
But I never had any records with that. So it was only guitar, blues guitar.
Yeah.
And rock guitar. That was my. I think many in my age had that dream.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then somehow bass and cello won.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So there was a transition
at
some point. Well, great. You can still return to the. I mean, I would love to see it.
I have a guitar.
Yeah. You with
or some guitars.
Yeah. I'm sure. To me, this Allman Brothers. I mean, they must have been an influence for the Blues Brothers because this is 71, and I think Blues Brothers started appearing 76, 77 on the Saturday Night Live, and then they made the big hit movie. But it sounds similar. I'm sure John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd have checked this out.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, they were very popular and still are.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for these recommendations. Very interesting, all 3 of them. Let's talk about you a little bit. I remember you came a lot to Finland in the 80s and 90s. I mean, you were regular there. I saw you many times with Umo and at the Pori Jazz. Good memories. I was there. I was a music student at that time, but I remember you. I think we had a lack of bass players actually in Finland. That time there were just not enough bass players.
No, I was there a lot. As you said, playing with the great Umo big band and in different constellations with Jukis Uotila, the drummer.
Yeah.
So it felt like my second home. And I was working at Sibelius Academia as like an extra, had clinics there. So I had an apartment, or they had an apartment that I used.
For you. Yeah.
So
you were that regular. Wow.
Yeah.
And at that time, you had the band with Dave Liebman And Bobo Stenson and Jon Christensen.
Exactly, yeah. So we played also in Helsinki many times.
I tried to find those in Spotify, but I didn't find. Are they under Dave Liebman's name or?
Some you can find under, one album is called Poems. It's under my name, but not on my site. You have to search for this album, especially Poems.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there is one album, Far North. So then you search for Far North, Dave Liebman, I think.
Okay. Yeah. And then you also, around that time, you had your fusion period.
Exactly.
And that was under your name. That was electric bass?
Yes.
And yeah.
I had a band together with Alex Acuna, the percussion player.
Yeah.
So, we did a lot of concerts and recordings in Sweden, actually.
Yeah.
So that was late 80s.
Late 80s, yeah. And electric
bass.
Electric bass, only. Yeah. Is that something you want to go back to sometimes? I mean, many people do, they redo, they put the old band together, and is that something you dream?
No, I don't think I do. I mean, I have my basses, and sometimes in the studio, but like the acoustic bass was always my main instrument.
Yeah.
But it's so that's what I'm playing now.
Yeah.
And cello.
Yeah. No looking back.
Looking forward all the time.
Looking forward, yeah. I'm similar.
Yeah. Though I mean, I picked old music. I listen to old music.
Yeah.
But I think music should go forward all the time, right?
That's right. Unless you're totally out of new ideas, then you can do the retro thing.
But you can take ideas from the old music, which is even better, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you get better ideas from Stravinsky than from something new. I don't know.
Or Bach. Yeah. Even Bach.
Yeah.
I remember those days. This is my memory from the 90s, 80s, and 90s. At least in Finland. There's a jazz festival, could be April Jazz or Pori Jazz. All the bands are American bands, except in some corner of some little pub there is some Finnish players or Scandinavian players. But in the 80s and early 90s, it was all Americans, and nowadays it's the opposite.
Exactly.
So in 30 years, there has been an incredible rise of European jazz, and also we have found our audience in Europe, and this is a fantastic thing. I mean, it didn't happen overnight. There's many factors. I think. Well, your work and everybody is involved, but I think one of the start was Keith Jarrett's European Quartet. I mean, I think they gave a big kick for the European sound.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, when I started to play, like you said, it was only big American groups on the big stages.
Yeah.
And you felt that also when you were out to play.
Yeah.
But that has changed totally.
Yeah.
Like you say.
Yeah.
Now it's different.
It is different, and this might piss off the American players that they don't have so much opportunities here, probably. But good for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with that. It has come so much new music from all over the world now. It's not only from America, but all over.
That's right. Brazilian jazz came already in the 50s.
Exactly.
50s, 60s. But I think people like you have created something that fits to the ear of the European people. It's easier. It's easier to listen to your music. I don't know if easier is the right word, but there's something that they click onto when they hear a piece like Liberetto. It sounds European.
Maybe it does. I don't know that if it does, but what I see is that my audience is not from Sweden, but from all over. So I think it has an opportunity to reach out.
Yeah.
Why is that? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's not something that is copied from, for example, American music. But my influences are more from all music that I have listened to, I think.
That's right. But when you were younger, you were more into the American sound, right?
Much more. I was trying to be like them.
Yeah. And do you remember the moment that you discovered that something like Liberetto or hymn or pieces like that are more Lars?
I think I noticed very early, but when I played in the band with Bobo and Jon and Liebman, I remember that Jon Christensen, he always pushed me about my tunes. He said you should. I like your songs, and you should do more of that.
Okay.
So
that's a nice thing if a fellow musician is.
So I got self-confidence in that ways.
Yeah.
And then I think my childhood, listening to hymns and psalms, that has now I have like accepted that more, and now I use what I want to use.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Many people don't probably know this, but as a composer, it's always an exciting moment when you bring your new piece to the rehearsals.
Exactly.
I mean, and no matter if you're the band leader, but still, it's so sensitive when you hear them play it. First time you look at, do they like this? Is it good? That's the premiere. That's our premiere.
It is. And that's something I can give advice to a bass player.
Yeah.
If you're a bass player in a band, try to support this new piece of the band leader of somebody else.
Yeah.
To be positive and to try to find something maybe that the composer didn't think of, but may make it even better.
That's right.
Because I think that's a very important thing to support your friends in the band with that.
Unless it's a really shit tune. Sorry.
No, I'm thinking.
It's just like C7 for 22 minutes and there's no development. No, I'm just kidding. No.
But I'm thinking if I was lying during the rehearsal. No, I don't think. No, I don't.
No, but it's a sensitive moment, and it's very unusual that the composition is finished when the composer gives it to music. There's always something. Maybe Frank Zappa had everything was complete, but
probably yes.
Yeah, but I think people like you and me, we need the input from the drummer and from the bandmates.
Yes,
yes. Yeah. Please be supportive.
Yeah, my problem also is because most of my pieces are written for piano. Mm-hmm. So when I have the rehearsal, I'm going to play the bass.
Yeah.
And then, normally it's not written so good for the bass.
Yeah.
So it's more for piano pieces.
Right.
So I have to invent something funny to play in my own band.
That's right. Yeah. So I think, I like so many of your compositions, but I think Liberetto, the composition Liberetto is a real masterpiece. Do you remember the moment? Is it one of those that came out in 5 minutes? It sounds like it because it's very natural and so minimalistic.
I think it came quick, but I don't remember.
Okay.
So I have sit to play the piano, but why I started with that one note goes.
Yeah.
it must come from something, but I don't remember what.
Yeah. And the cleverness is in the left hand, in the chords. The first chord is minor -6, and then the second one is G6. It's those little things in the left hand is fantastic.
To me, that's important also, but that has to do with I just listen what I like most.
Yeah.
I remember I saw something written that Ravel had asked Debussy something like, showed him something, because he had written something that was not right.
Yeah.
But he liked it, and he showed Debussy this.
Yeah.
And Debussy's answer was, "Pleasure is the law."
That's good.
So if you like it, it's okay.
Yeah. There's also a story of young George Gershwin coming to Ravel to ask a composition lesson. And Ravel asks Gershwin, "How much money you earned last year?" And Gershwin said, "A lot of money, 100,000. And then Ravel, "Okay, you teach me then." This proves the point that the musicians many times are talking about money. It was actually Sibelius who said it first. Sibelius said in an interview that if I want to talk about art, I talk with my bank manager. If I want to talk about money, I talk with my musician friends. He said that. But let's not talk about money. Do you have a composing routine? Do you have like that you have to decide that, okay, now let's see if something is coming out? That's my system. I have to decide, because I have to. I want to practice first. I want to have my, finger maintenance done, and then separately I kind of switch my brain. Now let's see if something comes. Of course, I start to improvise, like every it comes out from improvisation. But are you one of those that you can get a melody while driving a car?
I say it's different for me. If I don't have a recording with somebody, I don't have that system. I go up and play, and sometimes things comes up. And to me, the melody was never so difficult to find out. I think that's... but I want to find what kind of... tune I want to do. Sometimes I start with I want to make a piece like this or this, and then I have that in mind.
Okay.
And then I start to play, and then it comes up a totally different thing. But it reminds of something else, but you cannot hear that it does it. Yeah. Oh, because I'm not practicing piano like you are.
That's right.
So
So for you, it's a composing tool.
Or playing. Sometimes I play a piece and sometimes even a standard, but I'm not practicing piano. I should maybe.
No. Don't take my gigs. No. But I have this annoying thing that has really pissed me off the last years. I improvise. I get something, a new idea. Something, but then my head tells me, but I have a similar thing. I've done 6 of these already, or something like that. So my head is my worst enemy when it's supposed to support me. Do you have that lot when something is coming out and your own head is telling, shit, this is not so good than the previous ballad on the previous album? Do you have that, or are you totally in the moment?
If I like something and it reminds me of something I did before, then I leave it, because there are many ways to make it different anyway.
Okay. You leave it. I mean, you start to develop it.
If I like the melody. and then if it sounds too much like something else, then I don't like it, or
Okay.
but can't you hear most of my songs sounds the same?
No, they don't. You have.
But sometimes it's good to have limits, like you do something that you not usually do. So to decide something, but.
And when you get a new melody, do you need to write it down or do you remember it?
I record.
Oh, you record?
iPhone.
iPhone.
As soon as maybe this could be something, then I get my iPhone and record, and then I listen to see if it was something. Yeah.
I just repeat.
Yeah, okay.
And then I have this system that it has to survive over the night. So if I don't remember it, it's bullshit. But if it survives, if it sticks in my head, then it will probably develop into a new tune. But I don't record.
I heard other people doing that.
Yeah.
I think Paul McCartney said something about that.
It's Paul and me. Yeah.
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 But I don't dare, because
you might forget.
Yeah, because then if I try next, maybe I don't find exact what I did. So
yeah.
But I understand the idea.
There is a danger, yeah. And then I repeat it many times, like 25 times at least. I don't. Yeah.
I take the phone, record it, and then go and have a coffee.
Okay. I leave my Fazioli, I go to my Yamaha upright, which I can play with the headphones. So I don't want my family to hear that I'm repeating this melody, because somebody might open the door and say that don't. That's a bullshit melody. Don't leave it. Yeah. So it's a very delicate moment.
And I don't like to show other people the tunes unless it's really finished. I think.
That's a good principle. And sometimes subconscious helps you. I've noticed. That there's I can't. I don't know where the melody is going. I don't know the B part, and then something happens overnight, or so. Yeah,
exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That. Let's see if the camera is right. Yeah. So, what do you practice nowadays when you practice?
I practice on the bass. I practice
Kusevitsky etudes.
No. Mostly I'm just playing standards, I think.
Yeah.
Mostly. I've been practicing not Autumn Leaves, but All the Things You Are.
All the Things You Are.
Much on the bass.
There's Bach for you. Yeah.
So there you can. It's lifetime work.
Yeah.
In different keys.
In different keys. Okay.
We had that, Cecilia and me. That was some years ago. We played this piece and changed key every time we played it.
Oh, really? Did you get the key from the audience? You asked the audience?
No, not on stage.
On stage, okay.
No, it was at home, practicing.
At home, practicing, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, the first chord, C sharp minor, that's,
But now I only practice it on the bass where the first chord is A minor, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then the bridge is in B major.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So no Kusevitsky etudes.
No.
I want to tell you the Kusevitsky story from Rubinstein book. Have you heard this?
No.
Kusevitsky was known as he loved himself a lot, like many big maestros.
Yeah.
And Rubinstein played the Tchaikovsky concerto with Kusevitsky somewhere in Boston. So. And in the intermission, there's this old lady who comes to the green room, doesn't even look at the soloist, who was Rubinstein, goes straight to Kusevitsky, the conductor, and she's shaking, and she looks Kusevitsky and says, "Maestro Kusevitsky, you are a god." And he just takes it in and he said, yeah, but can you imagine, the responsibility I have? I've been using that,
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, he saw no humor in that. He was like, yeah. It's a burden to be God. I'm responsible for everything here. Oh God. It's Rubinstein books are fantastic. So do you listen music? What do you listen when you listen? Because I mean, some other people, can you listen
to music?
Yeah,
I listen all the time.
You listen all the time.
Yeah,
You're one of those.
Yeah,
because it's work for me. All the time.
I listen a lot to classical music at the moment, because I have a commission. I'm composing for the symphony orchestra in Gothenburg.
Okay.
A piece for a percussion player.
Yeah.
And I have deadline in 1 month. So exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So
also, he's playing the mallets also, or
mostly the mallets actually. Marimba, vibraphone, and cimbalom.
Yeah.
And hang drum.
Yeah.
Which also
Okay.
So different, and plus percussion. Yeah.
Great. Concerto.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I
will play also, so it's for bass also, but mostly for him.
A Swedish percussionist, who is in the orchestra.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so So this kind of stuff I do also. If I'm writing an opera, I go to the library, I take Verdi, Puccini. Yeah. So then that's work for me. But then when the work is done, I don't put the headphones. I don't check. For me, I listen podcasts or just some comedy or stuff
also
like
me.
that. Yeah. But, okay, well, good. Signing with ACT was a big deal for you. I mean, you kind of. I checked last night. There's so many ACT albums, and
yes,
it's been like a home for you.
It has, and it was very important for me to get the opportunity to get outside of Sweden and to play outside the country.
Yeah.
So that was a big help.
Yeah, and they love your music. It fits to the label very well.
I'm very happy for that.
Yeah.
So it has made a big difference for me.
Yeah.
So.
And the work continues.
It is. Yeah.
And now you have symphonic stuff coming, and will that also be on ACT album?
This is not a recording. This is only one concert.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah.
So, but I'm doing one recording for them in later this year. This wine thing they have, Chateau Palmer.
No.
They Michel Volney did with last year.
Yeah.
They do a special edition, one record. So I'm doing that with Verneri Pojola and John Paricelli.
Okay.
Yeah, we do on trio. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your next ACT release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And perhaps a new Liberetto band album.
Yes.
On the way.
Yeah.
How many you have? Those
4 so far.
4. Yeah.
So we will record in April, but normally we do 2 or 3 recordings. It takes time for me with that band.
Yeah. Has the world become a better or worse place during your lifetime?
The world has become worse overall. If I think back on the 60s, 70s, it now feels that it was a safer world, at least in our part of the world. But musically, and for my work, it is going better and better all the time. So I think for musicians here, it's better in Europe, but the world, it feels like it's not so fantastic at the moment, if I should be honest.
Yeah, I understand. What really pisses you off? What makes you really angry?
It's when the piano players are playing too many notes on the sound check.
It is a problem. It's a worldwide problem. Yeah.
But I have another thing also, and okay.
Let me comment on that. You get to warm with your instrument, backstage, or the drummer can do this, but the pianist can only warm up when they see the piano. So maybe that's why. But also some of them like to show off. Now I know this Chopin etude, and yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
No, it's a joke. Playing bass is not that difficult, so I don't need to warm up. I'm just playing some slow notes.
Yeah.
But also, what pisses me off is the bicycles in Copenhagen.
They don't respect the red light.
No.
This is what I have noticed.
Have you noticed that?
I have noticed this in 5 days. Almost, there's 3 bikers almost hit me, and they could really fuck my hand up if they hit my hand. Yeah.
So that's one thing.
But this is a real biker city. Everybody seems to be, and even in the rain, they do it.
But I must admit also, if I am on a bike.
Oh, you do it too. Okay.
No, I don't. I don't have a bike. It was stolen.
Oh.
But when I did,
I
was actually pissed off for the cars. So it depends on where. Yeah.
Okay. I get a Hummer. And then you'll be above everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens after you die to you?
I mean, I grew up and I'm a Christian person. And what happens after we die? I once asked my uncle, because he was a priest. So I asked him, what happens when we die? And he answered me quite well, I think. He said, it will be totally different.
Wow. Yeah, that is a good answer. It will be totally different. And that's probably true also.
I guess.
Okay. Where is he now? Is he dead?
No.
Oh, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get some more info.
Yeah.
From an update.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, Lars, and
thank you.
All the best for your projects, and I really hope some more fantastic melodies will come out in the future. And it's not easy. I know. I really know that.
Thank you.
Thanks. And
I'm sure they will.
And please subscribe to this channel and leave a comment after you listened our chat. And check out these pieces I have linked. Bach and Paul, Bley and Allman brothers. And also I linked Lars's music. So see you next time. Thanks, Lars. Tusen tack.
Thank you so much. Kiitos.